ups. On this slide right here, if you see the pink is the most, so forth, so on. Breakdown of here of our calls. The 497 calls were taken. 42% of them is cart questions, 32% billing questions, and then the small areas is the missed pickups and the missed trash and missed recycling. We have, I will tell you, on the missed carts or the cart deliveries, we have hired a third party to get that back on track to cut those calls down. They actually started over their process today. We had like 1,000 work orders. It was actually trendier or quicker for us to do that method than to have our own guys. You distribute, they have four crews to deliver for the next week every day, delivering carts only. This is our missed pickup service resolution process, the method in which we do it, how it's analyzed, how it comes back to our dispatch. We just create the work order for it, for the route managers and the crew, to address it, to get it picked up, make sure it is actually a customer in our service, make sure it's being routed to the right truck, and then once it's serviced, gets back in that it's been taken care of, we can pull it up in our RSV system to verify that it has been serviced. If it has been a frequent misstop, route managers go out to address what the reason is, whether it's the wrong truck, meaning that it's addressed to a big truck and it should be on a small because it's on a small road or a backdoor premium stop. We can change it in our routing system and deter it from being a frequent misstop moving forward. Community outreach, SEC representatives attended all four of the recovery resource events. I think like we had 60-something total people attend our table while we were there. I would say 80% of it was good. We had some people that needed carts. Some people did have service issues. We were taking care of those. We also hosted the Evergreen Charter School Career Day back last week of February. Kids had a great time enjoying the truck and the show. I'm open for any questions you may have.
Are there any questions? Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Horton.
On page 6, it says unique calls. What do you mean by that?
Is it up there? Okay, go ahead. What was the question? I'm sorry.
The unique calls. That's not page
You talking about on the graph where it said
right here.
it's just dictating, it may not be a billing question or a service question. It might be somebody asking if they could get service for a certain development or whatever, or if it's something we can service, those type of questions. It's nothing that we actually have missed or needs a cart or anything like that.
Okay. I was just making sure it wasn't what are they called? Those people that's calling for loans and stuff like we get?
Oh, no, ma'am. No.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much for your hard work.
No problem.
All right, are there any other questions? All right, we're excited to,
Sorry. Thanks for being here with us today. Quick question on route collection percentage. Can you describe what that means? Because it's 100%, but then below that you've got missed pickups and then 99.12%. So what does the 100% represent on route collection?
The difference is that our routes are routed and our drivers go out and run them, and they validate that we are 100% completing their routes. So off of our match and our GPS, they did 100% run all their roads, service all the houses. A missed pickup isn't verified until later off the RSV system, whether the customer set out behind us, whether it was actual misstop, whether it was routed wrong. Those type of things do not affect the actual percentage whether the route was completed. It's just a different percentage of, we're running at 99.12% of picking up everyone in the county.
Okay, got it. And then, so you've got an RSV system to pick up if it's a missed route. Are you all tabulating the outreach that the county commission is receiving into your totals as well? Is that coordinated?
Yeah, so anytime escalation comes in from you guys, first thing we do is validate whether it was set out using our third eye system, whether we did run it, and move forward with that. to make sure it goes on the hot stop list or to verify the customer needs to have it out by 7 a.m., whichever direction we need to go with it. I will say since the last time we were here, we were around, I think, 14 calls a day, or escalations a day. I think we're like 3.5 escalations through the county now. The calls went way down.
Yeah, we've noticed that.
Just,
on our
just
end as well.
implementing the system as I spoke, everybody doing their part to close the circle. When the call first comes in to where we validate at the very end, it's really working.
Great.
And we're also starting to see some customers who have had concerns with billing. They've been addressed very promptly, and they're coming back to us to take note of how well and quickly those have been addressed. So we do appreciate that conscientious care to those
No problem.
customers.
Thank
too.
you. We work really hard to get there.
Did you have a question?
Grateful for it. Dane, this is actually a you question, so we can end on you if you like. Anything that we're expecting in terms of uptick or change in service, or are we safe, knock on wood, but safe to say we're in a little bit of a good transition period where we're supposed to be this time for
Well,
the contract?
these guys know 0 is how many missed stops. That's the goal, right?
Always.
That's what we're working towards. We know that things happen every day with collections. There's a lot of things that work against it: traffic, weather, personnel, equipment, those type things. So I think we're all seeing dramatic improvement since when the contract starts. I still think there's more room for improvement. We've saw some situations the past couple of weeks where there's been repeat misses that we've seen before. So those are things that we're having conversations weekly in our meetings that has to get buttoned up. I trust the process that they're implementing, that it will get addressed. But I still want to see that improvement continue. Now, as we all know, with our furry friends, the bears are going to start getting more active. So this thing has to be buttoned up, because that turns into more problems, more issues for the bears, more issues for the residents. So that's a focus, is that these things are well under control moving into bear season. So, but I don't anticipate anything that I can say specifically, Commissioner, to your question.
Thank you.
And Dane, real quick, if folks are still missing pickups or they've got issues, how do you recommend that residents elevate that so we can address it?
Absolutely. Please reach out to Buncombe County Solid Waste. We want to hear about that. However that gets channeled, I know some folks have elected to reach out to y'all. That's great. Provide that to us, and we'll make sure it's expedited and those are getting addressed. But please reach out to Buncombe County Solid Waste.
Thank you all so much.
All right, and Sarah is still responding to emails that come directly to all 7 of us, keeping Dane in the loop, and you all are doing a great job of following up very quickly with those residents. We appreciate it. All right, thank you all so much. Have a great evening. We appreciate it.
Take care, buddy. Praying for your parents.
All right, we're going to move into our Helene update, and it looks by Dane being there that he is on deck first. Talk about debris removal.
I didn't have to go very far.
Didn't have to go far.
That's right. Well, Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity. My portion of the presentation today is to provide, or attempt to provide, an update on debris removal operations in the county. So those will be those folks presenting today. And so the first scope that we're talking about is right-of-way debris removal. So right-of-way is continuing when I say deadlines on this, FEMA stipulated deadlines, that's what I'm talking about when we mention the March 31st deadline, and that is for final pass for the Corps of Engineers contractor Asheville to complete right-of-way debris for the final pass. So that's the time frame we're looking at, approximately 13 days away now. Over 1.1 million cubic yards of debris has been removed from the right-of-way, and we're talking about specifically City of Asheville, Black Mountain, and unincorporated areas of Buncombe County, including some of the largest trees and stumps that has ever been seen in a disaster. So, unfortunate, a lot of large mature trees have been taken through the storm, but that also takes a lot of dedicated, specialized equipment to bust them up, get them moved, and get them safely managed. Still on the right-of-way topic, so the debris subcontractor, if y'all recall, there were 9 zones that split up the county originally that Ashebridge had designated, and these have been set up or subdivided further to 38 smaller zones. And basically the process now is, with final pass, Ashebridge is notifying us as they're making a final pass in a given zone. They're letting us know that, for instance, like for zone A1, which you see is the further and western part of the county there, if you think about Alexander area. So they notify us that, hey, final pass has been made, and on the county side, we actually have an assessment team that goes out and gets in these zones, rides the roads, inspects the right-of-ways, and make sure that as far as visibility, what we see, that the debris has been removed. So that action, and if debris is found, we have GPS tools that we're pinpointing that, locating that, providing an address back to Ashbrit so that they can go and recover those areas that we've identified. And at that point, once that's verified, then that zone is closed out. Today, A1 is the only zone that's been closed. Ashbrit has notified us of at least 11 or 12 more zones that they feel like final pass has occurred in. We've rode those and we've identified debris, and in some cases, substantial debris still on the right-of-way. So their forces are working through our feedback, our assessment that our teams have gone out and identified. So that's how this process is going to go. You see that it's shaded a little bit different on the map. That's how that'll be designated color-wise on these maps moving forward. Private property debris removal scope. So PPDR continues, and when we talk about the FEMA expedited target date, that is through June 30th is when that mission is set to be completed. We're going to keep pushing this message every chance we get. April 15th is the deadline for residents to sign up for private property debris removal. We're going to push that. Please call our call center. That's 828-250-6100. Hit 2 for debris. BuncombeCounty.org. We also have a tie-in with the DRC, Disaster Recovery Center, where Tetra Tech has an in-person intake center. Right now, that's still currently at Fairview Library. So please sign up for this PPDR, and April 15th is the deadline for this. So far, we've received 4,054 applications as of March 17th. That number is popping. It is increasing very much every single day. So we're encouraged to see that, and we want to see that continue to go up. And as far as progress-wise in the field, Ashbrit has 44 crews that are working the parcel and the PPDR actual debris field work removal, and a little over 1,000 properties has been completed thus far. Demolition, which is also tied to the PPDR application and right of entry process. The demolition is requested by residents and local businesses. That process will begin soon. So far, 289 demolition requests have come through as of March 17th. And of those 289 demolition requests through PPDR, 32 of those are commercial demolition requests that have been asked for by the property owner. And when you can see the picture to the right, that's actually a local business. It's in the Beacon Village area that has requested PPDR and has went through the process, and they will be getting that structure demolished through this program.
Sorry, Dane.
Sure.
Did you say 39 were hazardous or?
No, I'm sorry. If I said hazardous, I didn't mean to. 32 are out of the 289 demo requests.
Okay.
32 of those are commercial applications.
Oh, so the rest are industrial or?
Residential.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I guess a follow-up would be that 289, does that number seem like where we want it to be? Is it too low,
It's interesting. I don't really know how to proportion that. You would think with all the devs there would be a higher number. Now, there's been a lot of targeted outreach to folks, especially in heavily impacted areas, asking, face-to-face, making sure people are aware of the option for this program. And some folks we see the number, but a lot of folks have used different methods to handle the demolition on their property, whether it be insurance or taking it into their own hands. So I could see that number coinciding with the regular PPDR program as we move forward to the April 15th date, because we want to make sure we're messaging that as well. Small business is eligible if that structure was damaged due to the storm-related damage, then it's eligible for this project. And when we talk about small business, small commercial, the eligibility criteria from FEMA, like Walmart's, Lowe's, the big box store, that's not eligible through this program, but our local small businesses, that is certainly eligible. So.
and to take advantage of it doesn't necessarily mean that the homeowner or the landowner has a plan for the future for that property, right? It's just all about the demolition itself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very targeted. That's as far as demolition of the structure. Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you for that. So PPDR and commercial property debris removal and demolitions are open for application again through April 15th. And asbestos management process has been approved by all parties involved. Just want to make sure we highlighted that. That's been a focus for our group in collaboration with FEMA, the Corps, and EPA Region 4 as well. So there's comfort level on all levels on how asbestos is going to be handled through this process, and I think that's going to align with best management practices to make sure this material is handled safely. Waterway debris removal. So again, FEMA stipulated target date for completion, substantial completion of the waterway debris mission is June 1st. Work is ongoing, and it's going at a very rapid pace. Over 360,000 cubic yards have been removed from the waterways to date. Crews are currently removing debris from Beechery Creek, Cane Creek, French Broad, Ivy, and the Swannanoa River, as well as some other feeding tributaries throughout the county. 50 crews are in the water currently right now with over 125 removal pieces of equipment. So there's a sizable force out there in the waters currently. Some more pictures. You can see the toll, the wooden armored area where they offload and onload into the stream areas. Sorry, technical difficulties. Clicker's not working. The last scope is titled property. So 9 vehicles have been towed to date through the title property. There we go. Thank you. I'm sorry. 11 vehicles have been towed from this program so far. And actually 2 owners have claimed their title property through this process. So that was a good news note. This will continue, obviously, as waterway missions and private property debris missions expand and continue. There'll be coordination from our teams on the title property to getting those title property materials removed appropriately. And a reminder on that is that title property on private property is only eligible for tow if it is not owned by the private property owner. So we just want to make sure that's clear that through this program, FEMA eligibility, at my house, if it's my vehicle, that's not eligible for this program. So we want to make sure